Hello everyone, it's registered dietitian Heather Klug from the Karen Yontz Cardiac Awareness Center. So I promised you a video on overnight oats. So here it is. If you're looking for a quick and healthy option, something really easy to take in the morning to eat at work for breakfast, this is this kind of recipe. So here we go with the overnight oats. Super easy. This will be like the easiest healthy thing you could ever make in the world, okay? So first thing, get out some glass jars. I have mason jars here, and there's different sizes. You can certainly use a smaller one. These just happen to be the ones I have. And you're gonna pour in about a half a cup. You can do less if you want, like a third of a cup, but I do a half a cup of oats. And make sure you use rolled oats like I have on here. Do not use the instant oats. I have heard of some people who've tried to use the steel cut oats too, and I think that works also. They will just end up being really, really chewy. You may have to let them sit a little bit longer. I prefer the texture of the rolled oats, okay? So you're gonna pour the rolled oats in the jar, and then you're gonna add a half a cup of milk. Now I do dairy-free, so I added some almond milk in here. You can do any plant-based milk you like, or you may just use regular milk too, and it's an equal amount as the oats. So if you put in a third of a cup, put in a third of a cup of the milk, okay? So I did a half a cup of each in here, and then you can also add other things. You could add a pinch of salt if you'd like. Sometimes people add in a little bit of vanilla, but here's where a lot of the variation kind of comes in. There's so many different things you can do with the overnight oats. So I'm gonna show you 3 different options, okay? And I've had this one sitting out overnight. You can kind of see the difference between these two if you can pan up a little bit, so you can kind of see that. See how this one's absorbed kind of most of the liquid in there? This one's been sitting overnight. This one I just poured in here right before we got started. All right, so the first one we're gonna do, this is a classic. It's like Oatmeal Raisin overnight oats. So all we're gonna add in here is a little bit of cinnamon. You can add in as much as you like. I usually do about a half a teaspoon roughly. And then we're gonna add in some raisins. I usually put in about 2 tablespoons, and then I'm gonna add about, you could do 1 or 2 tablespoons of chopped walnuts. Okay, so pretty easy, look at that. And then you can just put a lid on it, and you can even let that sit in the refrigerator then. You can make these like a couple days ahead of time. You can get a couple of them going, or each night after you make dinner or you're cleaning up in the kitchen and getting your breakfast and lunch ready for the next day, you could just put the oats and the milk in there right away and let it sit, and then you could add your additions to it in the morning. So that's just another option there. So that's the oatmeal raisin one. Okay, see how that kind of looks in there? Pretty nice. Okay, pretty simple. All right, the next one I'm gonna show you, I call like a banana bread overnight oats. So it's not gonna taste exactly like banana bread, but we're gonna have a lot of the same sort of flavorings in there. So this one I'm gonna add, again, a little bit of cinnamon, and then we'll add a little bit of vanilla. I'm just gonna add a couple drops in here. And then we'll add bananas. So I sliced up some bananas. This was a small banana. I just cut it up into, cut it up into little pieces. Last one there. And then I'll add a little bit of chopped walnuts to this as well. Again, you don't have to have the nuts to it. I like having a little bit of crunch and a little extra protein in there. All right, everybody. So doesn't this look really good? Yum. And the bananas actually make it kind of nice and extra creamy when you go to eat it the next day. All right, so that's the banana bread overnight oats. The last one, I saved the best for last, you guys. I love chocolate, especially dark chocolate. So this one is gonna be a dark chocolate and peanut butter overnight oats. Doesn't that sound really good? So we're gonna mix in, this is about a tablespoon of cocoa powder. And then we're gonna add about a tablespoon of peanut butter. Okay, try to get that in there as best as I can. All right, that one's gonna be a little more messy. And then my favorite part to this, I'm gonna stir this a little bit in there. Get that all nice and mixed together. And if you ever need to, you can always add a little bit more of the milk to it. Some people end up adding about 3/4 cup. Some recipes may call for a little bit of yogurt in here as well. Like you could do different flavored yogurts to get a bunch of variety in there. All right, and then the last part, we're gonna add some chocolate chips on top. Okay, and those are dark chocolate chips, so look at that. Nice way to start off the day with a little bit of chocolate. All right, so I'm gonna put these in the middle. The other thing you can do with these oats, now I personally don't always love eating them cold, so I will sometimes stick them in the microwave for about a minute just to warm them up a little bit and just to soften those oats a little bit more. But again, there's tons of variety with the overnight oats. So other options you can add in there, you could add in some ground flaxseed, you could add in chia seeds. This will thicken it up really nicely, especially if you leave it sitting out overnight. Another option is you could add in different dried fruits like blueberries and dried cranberries, and then there's all different kinds of nuts. So you could do almonds, you could do pistachios, cashews, all different kinds. For fruit, I vary this depending on what's in season, you know, that time of year. So in the summer, I do a lot of different berries. This time of year, I might do something like peaches in there or the dried kind of fruits. Okay, you could do coconut in there too. I don't have any of that here. You could do like a pina colada one. Doesn't that sound good? Like coconut milk and a little bit of pineapple and a little bit of shredded coconut in there. So again, so many options. So if you try this recipe out, let me know in the comments section what you put in there. I'd love to hear your different combinations. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of our future episodes. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Bye.